Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome on back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I do hope you're all doing well today, friends. I really do hope that. Check out the quality. Regardez la qualité maintenant, mes amis. Look, man, I've set up my old DSLR on the desk. New setup, higher quality. I mean, there should be higher quality for you guys when I'm on this format. So, I'm just trying to make things better for you, friends, you know? Jan is trying to make it better for you there, mate. Look, guys, today we're talking about Trevoh Chalobah and how he's about to sign a new deal, probably. Gonna be a first team player, probably. Massive, huge positive news. I also want to talk about more transfer market news. I want to talk about the UEFA awards, the nominations. Lots to get into. It's going to be a blinding video today, so I hope you guys are comfortable. I hope you got a drink. I do. Today I have coffee with MCT oil, the most hipster drink ever. And if you appreciate and enjoy the new level of quality that I'm bringing to my videos, please do drop a like. And of course, I'd always urge you to consider subscribing if you're new to the channel, only if you want to, friends. But I'm really excited about this setup. Obviously, I'm doing split videos by the wall with the super bad boy full frame camera, as well as sitting at the desk here. So I alternate between two formats. Of course, I do videos daily as well on Football Yannick. If you're hungry for more and you want to hear my opinion on all things football, click the link in the description to go subscribe to that channel. Alright, without further ado, let's check out some Chelsea related stories. Right, start off with Trevoh Chalobah. This, honestly, I'm absolutely buzzing about this. So we're looking at Nizaar Kinsella's article on goal.com. Now, obviously, Trevoh Chalobah has been a huge talking point recently. He's come into the team, he's had like a couple of Man of the Match awards, scored an absolute blinder, and people are, calling for him. Now, apparently, so is Thomas Tuchel. So let's see what Nizaar has to say. The Cobham Academy star is set to fully graduate into the first team this season after taking his chance under the Blues boss. Things you love to see. Look at those odds for Chelsea, by the way. Thomas Tuchel has met with Trevoh Chalobah to tell him that he is no longer available for loan. Booyah! And that he wants his future tied up at Chelsea. The warm fuzzies are in. And amazing. It's one of those amazing moments. You work hard, you perform well, and you get it. That meeting in the office, he sits down, sit down, Trev. Got some good news, mate. You've done it. It's just awesome. I'm just really buzzing on that. It's so nice. I think everyone's super happy for Chalobah at this point. Clubs like Lille, Valencia, Club Brugge have all expressed an interest in signing the 22-year-old defender on loan, but are set to be knocked back, not let down gently, knocked back. Having had the meeting, the Blues Chiefs now need to meet with his representatives to extend a contract that has less than 2 years left to run. You'd imagine he'd get a proper first team Ps now as well, so amazing, especially if he's going to be seriously utilised. I guess in that meeting, his representatives will sit down and be like, okay, so what kind of how many appearances we talking here? I'm going full Football Manager mode here, what you do in Football Manager when you I suppose FIFA as well when you negotiate a contract. Why is Chalobah suddenly being talked about? Asks Nizaar. The West Londoners Academy graduate has been highly rated internally at Stamford Bridge, but hasn't had much attention externally as others coming through the system. True, something I've spoken about here recently. Having spent 2 seasons on loan at Ipswich and Huddersfield in the Championship, Chalobah excelled on loan in Ligue 1 with Lorient. That was his transformational season, I suppose. Playing in midfield, though, interestingly. Upon his return, he stood out in 3 consecutive pre-season matches against Arsenal, Tottenham, and Bournemouth. Very, very true. Let's pull it down a little bit. The defender was still set to move on loan for another season, but his 120-minute performance against Villarreal, followed by his goal-scoring Premier League debut versus Crystal Palace, missing an E, have proven transformative behind the scenes. I mean, yeah, everyone's talking about the super goal, but it's not about the goal. I mean, it's great that he took it on and had that moment. It's about his defensive and general performances all round, sensible, making immense amounts of progressive passes, forward passes. I think he was in the top 3 or 5 in the opening game week. And he was the only centre-back in that, certainly the top of that list. So very, very positive play. The goal was just the cherry on the icing on the cake. How does it impact Chelsea's incoming signings? Well, this is the big talking point. Chelsea hadn't planned on keeping Chalobah and had even approached Sevilla to sign Jules Koundé. That remains a chance that Chelsea could come back strong for the £68 million valued defender, but might hinge on futures of others. Antonio Rudiger and Christensen are locked in active contract talks with the European champions. There's your reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that Chelsea are, of course, the champions of Europe. Meanwhile, Kurt Zouma has been offered to clubs, including West Ham and Sevilla, and could find himself surplus to requirements. True. Ethan Ampadu is also being kept around the first team, which is massive news, by the way, and can play in the defence or midfield. Chelsea are not yet ready to accept loan offers for the Wales international, who has a chance of making Tuchel's squad for the season. Chelsea have been able to send out numerous players on loan, with Emerson Palmieri joining Lyon. We'll talk about that in just a second. Miazga set to join Alaves in La Liga, and Dujon Sterling in talks with a host of clubs. That would be good if Dujon can get a really good loan. Zappacosta is in advanced talks with a permanent move to both Fiorentina and Atalanta. Similarly, Bakayoko in talks with Milan. Go and link up with Giroud and Tomori, although the fee has proven a continued stumbling block. Ike Ogbo has seen some last-minute offer from Marseille, which has derailed an almost certain move to Genk, which even had a medical booked in place. Right, so let's just talk about this stuff a little bit before we move on to the next part of the video. Massive for Trevoh Chalobah. We've spoken about him I've spoken about him here on Football Therapy, on other channels like Nini channel. I've seen Ma and Nini talk about him on his channel, Matisse. Big talking point at the moment. I'm pretty sure the London is Blue Boys, Alex Goldberg, it's like a recurring theme. Everyone is going to be universally happy that he's been given the contracts, that he's been kept around the first team. It's another feel-good academy graduate story, which is just awesome, because I think there was a little bit of fear that might change with Thomas Tuchel. Perhaps understanding, let him do his own methods, but he does seem to have that interest in keeping the academy boys knocking around, which is really, really good. Similarly, I want to quickly talk about Ampadu, because we haven't seen him. I think we saw him feature a little bit in one of the pre-season games, but he must be doing stuff behind the scenes to impress Tuchel. We all know Ampadu's a great player. I watched him play, I think under Conte years ago at the Bridge when he made his debut, and obviously he played all sorts of positions under Maurizio Sarri, including right back, which is mental. I think if we get caught in a pinch, Ampadu might prove to be that fourth choice auxiliary, central midfielder. If we don't get one, if we don't get Chouameni, or unlikely to get Rice this summer, I think Tuchel's looked at him and said, look, because he would have liked to have kept Billy Gilmour, reportedly. He understands why he went on loan and think, yeah, that's great for his development. But in terms of his own selfish needs as for a rotational player, I think he would have liked to have kept Billy Gilmour in the squad. But maybe he sees that player in Ethan Ampadu who can do a job there. Even though Ethan Ampadu, I think he did play as a centre-back in pre-season and often is playing as a centre-back. But think about it. If we don't sign the midfielder, we've got Trevoh Chalobah, obviously played last season in central defensive midfield. He can do it. Tuchel has already played Reece James there briefly in the second half of a game, in a cup game or something, so he can do it. Christensen's done it before, and then you've got Ampadu as well, who can move into midfield. So you've got a lot of players that could comfortably step into midfield and cover should we need it. And he's got a whole pre-season, he's got the beginning of the season to sort of integrate these players into that style. And then if we do have an injury crisis with one of the fabled three in Kante, Kovacic and Jorginho, we're covered with someone could step in and do a job there. And we're going to talk about Kante and Jorginho in just a second. I just quickly want to talk about another piece of, look at that transition, that's all buggy. Another piece of transfer business. Emerson completes French loan. So we saw in Nizaar's article there, loads of people going out the door. Zappacosta, Batshuayi has been confirmed. Okay, so many players. Chelsea are really spending all their time and energy on trimming down the squad, and to be honest, it was a really, really needed. We had so many players, man, and so many wages being paid, so this was a priority. Emerson's gone to Lyon. Lyon is a big club, man. They're maybe a top 3 big club in France. You'd say obviously PSG for success, recent success. Marseille have won the European Cup and stuff. But Lyon are probably they've been the best, I suppose, Lille as well. But Lyon are a big team in France. He will spend the remainder of the season in Ligue 1 after completing a loan move to Lyon. This is a really good move for probably him because he'll play a lot of football there. You'd imagine he's going as a starter in a good team. I know they've sold Memphis Depay. Memphis Depay has gone on a free to Barcelona. I need to check out this transition. Yeah, so it's still a big team. He'll be playing at a high level. I don't know if they finished in the Champions League spot last season. I'll have to double check that. But great. And he started the semi-final to the Euros. He started the final to the Euros. He has been utilised for Thomas Tuchel at centre back, at a winger, and at a wing back. So it's they're getting a good player there. No disrespect to Emerson Palmieri. And with the opening performances of the season from Marcos Alonso, I kind of made Tuchel's mind up. He's like, all right, mate, if you're going to play like that, you're staying, and it'll be you and Chilwell as my options. Do you know what I mean? That's pretty much made his mind up for him. Not just the free kick from Alonso. We know he's got that in his locker. But the general play, happy to eat my hat over and over whenever Marcos Alonso drops a blinding performance like that. Because it was really, really good, and I think I've spoken about it on a match review and stuff. Alright, so we're going to take a look at the UEFA Champions League nominees. Let's have a quick look then. First up, also, I think the women's manager's been nominated as well, but I couldn't see it on the Twitter feed. And I think Emma Hayes was nominated quite rightly, and she should win it, I think. Maybe the Barcelona manager, but she's obviously magnificent, Emma Hayes. But on this feed here, on this Twitter page of UEFA's Champions League, I couldn't see it. So let's start off, before we talk about managers, the 3 nominated men's players are De Bruyne, Kante and Jorginho, understandably. Now, this is for the Champions League, so obviously De Bruyne got to the final, and obviously he had that collision with Rudiger, had to come off, so he didn't really get a chance to perform in the final. That wasn't his fault, though. But I'm trying to think how well he did in the lead-up. The thing is with Kante won Man of the Match in the final. He won Man of the Match in both semi-final legs against Real Madrid, and he was just incredible. Jorginho was an important figure throughout the whole game. Now, when people talk about the Ballon d'Or, I think Messi should win it just because of the numbers he posted in a really poor Barcelona side, and I think he's just still the GOAT. And when you can still do that in that team, he just deserves it. But in terms of players after Messi, Jorginho would have a very, very good shout, of course, because he won the Champions League, he won the Euros, as a really important player in both, by the way. But when it comes to just the Champions League, I think, personally, I've got to go for Kante. And there you go. Kante, he's winning by 55%. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Or 51%. So he's got over half. So I think... Kante should absolutely win, in my opinion. All right, let's go back, and this is the big one as well. So, manager. So it's UEFA then, so maybe it is the Euros as well, because Mancini's in there. So in that case, Jorginho does get a massive shout, but... Jorginho is still leading De Bruyne, but I think maybe because of Kante, he's just dropping masterclasses. And he was really good for France. Yes, they didn't win the Euros or do nearly as well as they should have done, but Kante was still boss. So this is really interesting then. So this is really difficult, man. So you've got Guardiola, who walked the Premier League after a difficult start as well in that campaign. No striker either. Obviously, I don't want to play the violin. It's over there for Guardiola when they've spent that much money. Mancini did an absolutely sensational job with the Azzurri, not just in the Euro 2020, but when he picked him up. Remember, they didn't qualify for the World Cup. And they were they were disgraced, the Italian team. He picked them up and made them unbeatable, and they've just not lost since or something ridiculous, and they score goals and don't concede goals. So it is difficult. And of course, Thomas Tuchel, if you judge him on his job, he came into Chelsea, got top 4 and won the Champions League with the best defensive record and set a new defensive record in the Champions League. Well, no, because if Frank Lampard did half as well, didn't concede any goals in his first half of the group stages. Oh, this is difficult. This is difficult. This is difficult. They literally all have a good shout. I have a feeling people are going to vote for Mancini, but because I have no idea and I can make a strong case for all of them, I'm just going to be biased and I'm going to vote for Tuchel. I'm quite looking forward to seeing what the results are. Yeah? It's going to be Mancini, innit? This Tuchel. Oh, Guardiola, it's rigged. Gutted, mate. And yeah, Guardiola did get absolutely dominated by Tuchel as well. Mate, 54.6%. I thought it was going to be so close. That is so funny. Yeah, obviously, Chelsea are going to clean up, I think. Surely, Chelsea, I think KDB's the best player in the league. I'm not too biased to say that, but I don't think he deserves to win UEFA Men's Player of the Year. It will be a Chelsea player, Kante or Jorginho. And a manager could be Tuchel, I guess. He has done an amazing job since coming in, but I don't know. Yeah, like I said previously, I can make a strong case for everyone. And Guardiola, I guess not. Maybe people just, I guess it's UEFA, so they don't like City, so they're going to make sure Guardiola or KDB don't win. And with if they're, I'm probably on the wrong page. Maybe it's the Women's Champions League, but for manager, it absolutely should be Emma Hayes because she's the greatest manager in the women's game. Alright guys, that's been a long video. I've really enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the new camera quality. Are you digging it? Comment down below on all the subject matter I've spoken about in today's video, friends. And yeah, that's it, guys. Keep it locked. Obviously, I'd urge you all to go subscribe to Football Yannick. Link in the description. Daily content over there, of course, with the new camera. So, quality all over the gaff. That's it from me, dear sweet friends. So, you lot all enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.